Gotta get that boom. Gotta get that boom. Gotta get boom. Gotta get that boom.
Hey happy scrappers! So finally my computer and internet is fixed. Woo! And I am back with a boom boom.
Gotta get that boom boom boom. Gotta get that boom.
Because I really miss you ladies, and finally I can load up videos again. So for my first video for 2011, I want to share on my top 15 favorite things for 2010. So this video was inspired by loganscraftymomma. I hope I pronounced her name correctly. But basically she asked us to participate in a series to share on your top 15 favorite things in scrapbooking. And I think that's really such an awesome series, because when I started scrapbooking earlier in the year 2010, and I really thought it was really not that many references and tips that I could refer to on what were good scrapbooking tools to get or tips to get. So I'm jumping on this scrappers wagon and counting down from my top 15 favorite things. They are not in any preceding order, but I try to go into categories. So for my first category is tools, and number 15 are my punches. My flower punches in specific. And because I love to make flowers, and also there was a time I was just really hooked on to making flowers and roses, so I can use these punches to make roses, and these will be my leaves. So this is large, medium and small, and I have also this in the medium and small, but I didn't bring it out. But the other punch I really love is my quarter punch. You have a half-inch punch and you have a quarter punch, and basically you open it and then you clip, and it's all nice and round. And I just think that projects just look really much nicer when they are rounded at the corners. Okay, for my second, number 14, would be my craft mat. And you can just put glue, and you can put inks and any kind of paints, and finally when you're done with your project, you just wipe it off. Woof, and it just wipes off in a breeze. So I really love this craft mat. It's such a handy craft mat from Ranger. Another handy tool would be my Team Holtz Ruler, and you can see it has a centering, and it has up to 12 inches. And what I really like is because it's transparent, because when you're sort of measuring your lines and pictures and where you want to line up your pencil mark to, you can see it because it's transparent, and you can just cut it with a blade because it has a metal here, and you can measure it vertically and horizontally, or the other way around. So I really like this ruler, very handy. My next set of tools would be my scissors. So you have the Tonic scissors and you have the Cutter bee, and this cuts through anything, literally anything, flowers, cut through cloth and chipboard like butter, because it has this serrated blade, I think. And both of these scissors have Teflon, so it's no problem to sort of cut double-sided adhesives, and stickiness won't get really stuck on it. And this is very good for cutting, like fussy cutting and all those precision, small, tiny, intricate patterns. So these two scissors, Cutter bee and Tonic. And my next one would be my adhesives. And number 11, okay, is adhesives. And for my wet adhesives, I love Scotch quick dry. You've probably seen a lot of my videos that I always end up using this Tombow Multi, but I really love this as well. But when I started using this on the last week of December, when I got my shipment in, and I love this glue, it dries so fast. And I also love this sticky red dots. You probably have seen it in some of the other ladies' videos, but this is from Jody Morrow, and I really like sticking this onto flowers. So I put it at the back of my flower, and I stick it onto my project. So I don't need to use fuss with any wet glue or whatsoever. And especially when you put the brads through the flowers, and then usually put the brads behind the paper, and behind the paper you can see the two prongs, the ugly prongs. So now you don't have to, if you don't like it, you just put this thing at the back of the brad and stick it on your paper. I hope you know what I'm talking about. I'll show you in detail in probably my future videos, but really, really great stuff. My next one would be my inks, number 10. And number 10 here, Team Holtz inks. Of course, everyone couldn't decide which their favorite colors, but I found my go-to browns, especially if we are doing vintage stuff. I love the combination of antique linen and vintage photo. or antique linen, and brushed corduroy. And if you like the burnt look, you can put a dash of tea dye. So this would be my go-to browns for Team Holtz inks. The next set of my inks would be my Tsuikineko. And here are my favorite colors: the graphite black, the pearlescent chocolate, and then the Versa Magic is gingerbread and red brick. And you can see this the butterflies that I've stamped as well. And what I love to do is I stamp this because they're really wet inks, and I emboss with this awesome glitter powder by Stampendous, the crystal transparent. I think you've seen this in many of my videos. I love doing this, and you can see the butterflies, how glittery they are. Alright, so okay, love it. So these are my inks. Next, number 7, already going down to my Glimmer Glam. My Glimmer Glam colors, what I love is, what I always go to is Golden Goddess and Hayride. As I said, I love browns, right? And this is really good also to, even when you're doing vintage stuff. And you can see the glitter here at the back. But seriously, you see all these glitters is really not that glittery. A lot of the chunky glitter doesn't really get on your project, but it has a really nice color and sheen to it. But if you really love glitter, I would recommend the Stampendous glitter. My next set of colors, number 6 is my Glimmer Mist. And my go-to Glimmer Mist would be Vintage Pink and Vanilla Breeze. These are the 2 colors that I always go to. I love it, and I think it has to be in everyone's collection. And number 5, Pearlax. My favorite colors are Pearlax. And the combination of Pearlax colors that I usually always go to is Sparkling Gold. This is Pink Gold, and this is Sky Blue. And usually when I'm using Pearlax, I usually use one of these 2 or 3 combinations. So I really love it. Okay, number 4, my embellishments. I would say my Santarina Petalloo Bag of Flowers. I mean, it has 240 flowers, ranging flowers size of like 1/2 inch all the way until about 4.5 inches. So it's really massive. And I use this roses that I bought it from my local florist shop where they sell the wedding decorations, and I use this as my centers of my flowers. And they're really good. You can paint on it, and you can glimmer mist it, and glimmer glam it, and anything. It's really good. I have all this. I like it also because it has different designs, multi designs and multi sizes. Okay, number 3 of embellishments, I would say, is my beads and charm box. So these are my micro beads. These are my micro beads, and these are like my bigger beads. And then I have another set like this also of my pearls, but I didn't bring it out. But beads and charms. So here you can see my charms. This is like the flower cup like that, and then you have these are my closures. I have different size of closures and hanging stuff. These are my bigger charms, the guitar, butterfly, key. These you can put at the corner of your page, and I really like that. These are my word charms. It says love, created for you, inspire. And these are seashell charms, a circle and a heart. And yikes, okay, something fell. And these are my butterfly charms. So I just love, you know, once I'm done, especially with the front cover, and I see there's always something missing, and I'm like, yeah, they are my charms. And because my mom does jewelry, so she knows where to get the best charms ever. Okay, next I want to go through is my papers, and these are the 7 Gypsies papers. So please don't get me wrong, I do love DCWV, and I think they're one of the better quality papers out there. But because I was doing a lot of vintage projects, I really fell in love with these 2 sets of papers. So this is the Avingon papers here, and they're double-sided. Wow, so gorgeous. And this is the Victoria papers, also by 7 Gypsy. And I use a lot of these papers together in a project. It just complements really well. Especially because I was doing quite a lot of vintage stuff, so it just blends together really nicely. And what is best about it is that every design or every piece of paper they have, for the Avingon pack, they have like 8 pieces of the same design, so I could use projects after projects and it was still never finished. So that's really awesome.
Gotta get boom. Gotta get boom.
Number one would be my stamps. Okay, so these are my favorite sets of stamps which I find myself always normally going to when I'm doing projects. So this is the 13-inch built bauble Prima stamps. So you can check it out. And I think it's Prima by Flirty. You can get it from 2-piece in a bucket. And these are Tattered Angels, Rockin Renaissance, and this is the Avingon stamp pack, and they're really good for doing vintage stuff. So you can see this is like one of the vintage cards that I did, and this really, you know, ancient writing on the wall or vintage writing on the wall is this stamp. So it's just really awesome. I love the stamps, and if you like doing vintage stuff, I think you should get it. And for cards, I normally end up going, especially for birthday cards, Cloud9 Design by Fiskars. They really have really cute sayings for cards, so you never run out of sayings for cards. Whether it's just a thinking about you card, this is a happy birthday. This is the happy birthday collection. So there goes my 15 top 15 favorite things, and I hope you enjoyed that. And if I was going too quick for you, if any questions or comments, please do leave me a comment. I'm really happy to answer. And happy 2011. Bye.